Alright, I wasn't even planning to share this, but my friends in our group chat were like, you need to let this out somewhere, so here I am. I might kick myself for this later, but it's late, and I'm still fuming. So hi, I'm Sydney, 29 years old. I'm in this tiny apartment with a stellar view of the dumpster and a dog who loses it every time a breeze stirs a leaf. My boyfriend, Calvin, 31, and I have been together for 2 years, long enough apparently to start noticing he's not who I thought he was, lol. For some background, I've got a sister, Noel, who's always thriving 3 time zones away, and a mom who sends me daily texts about staying hydrated. So this whole mess started last week, though the weird vibes kicked in earlier. Calvin's been acting strange, but not in a blatant way, just small stuff that doesn't quite add up. His phone's always face down now. He swapped his lock screen from a goofy photo of us to one of his dog. Cute, sure, but he didn't mention it. Then he started claiming he's swamped at work, which, okay, fair, but it felt like he was always too busy for anything longer than a quick hangout. Then I got sick, not just a little sniffly, properly ill, with a fever that made my whole body ache. Monday night, I'm dragging myself to the kitchen for some juice when Calvin texts me. Can you help pack my bag for my work trip tomorrow? I'm slammed and can't find my gray jacket. I stared at my phone like, really? Now. But I said okay because that's what you do, I guess. I was half hoping he'd notice I was barely functioning and say, forget it, rest up. Nope. So there I am, feverish, rummaging through his closet while he's pacing my living room, yapping on a call. I'm coughing so hard I can barely see straight, and he's just shuffling stuff around, not even looking at me. I ask if he's got his charger. He barely glances over, says he'll use the hotels. He mentions the trips for client meetings, vague as ever, and now it's 3 nights, not 2 like he'd said. I point out the change, and he brushes it off like I'm being nosy for asking. The kicker, he doesn't even say thanks, just grabs the suitcase, pecks my forehead, great, now you're definitely catching this, and bolts. I joke about him getting sick. He chuckles and leaves with a text me if you need me. Yeah, sure. The next few days were a haze of broth, trashy TV, and work emails I could barely process. Calvin sends a few texts, nothing deep, just crazy day or off to dinner. No details. It's like texting a brick wall. I tell my mom I'm under the weather, and she offers to send me soup via delivery, which I accept because standing for more than 5 minutes was a no-go. Then, 3 days in, I'm up late, scrolling Instagram stories because sleep's not happening. I see a "you're tagged" notification from Kira, a college acquaintance I haven't spoken to in forever. She's posted about a pool party at some downtown hotel. I tap it, expecting nothing but nostalgia. Then I see him, Calvin. He's in the background of her group photo, shirtless by the pool, sunglasses on, drink in hand, with some blonde girl in a bikini practically in his lap, her arm around him, both laughing like they're in on some private joke. It's his asterisk laugh, the real one, not the fake one he uses for work calls. I freeze. I actually zoom in, thinking maybe it's the cold meds messing with me. But it's him, same watch, same dumb tattoo. I scroll through Kira's story, and there's more. Calvin tossing a beach ball, Calvin at a bar with a crowd, Calvin definitely not in a conference room. I feel so stupid. I packed his bag. I folded his clothes. I even tucked in those mini toothpastes because he always forgets them. And he's out there, what? Partying, cheating. I don't even know what to call it. I text him, calm as I can. Hey, you at a pool party? No reply for hours. I call, voicemail, twice. Then he texts back, super busy, let's talk later. I'm shaking with anger now. I call again, and this time he picks up. I hear music, laughter, clinking glasses. He sounds tipsy, like I caught him mid-joke. I ask if he's actually on a work trip or just partying. He laughs, like it's nothing. Then cool as anything, he says I'm safe, reliable, the cozy option, but not the spark. He says the other girl is who he has fun with, and I'm just there for when he needs something steady. He's not even sure he wants steady anymore. I try to respond, but he cuts me off, says it's not personal, just how it is. Some people are for thrills, some for comfort, and I'm the latter. Then he hangs up. I stare at my phone until it goes dark. Then I chuck it at the wall. Not my finest hour, but it survives, just a dent in the paint. I sit there, not crying, just drained. My dog curls up next to me, head on my lap like he gets it. I text Noel, but she's asleep. Time zones, I don't call my mom because she just offered to drive over with soup, and I can't deal with explaining this. What kills me is how everything seemed fine until it wasn't. There were hints, sure, but nothing you'd call a red flag outright. Just a steady trickle of oddities you brush off because you're busy or sick, or because you trust them. I spent a week making excuses for him while he was out living a double life. I haven't blocked him yet, though I know I should. Part of me wants to message Kira, ask if she knew, but I don't even want the truth right now. I'm exhausted. I keep glaring at the suitcase I packed like it's mocking me. I want to yeet it out the window. I don't know why I'm not having some big cinematic meltdown. I just want to sleep and wake up to a normal life. I know that's not how it works, but yeah, I don't know what's next. I just know I'm not doing this again. I'm done being the backup plan. Not sure what that means yet, but I'll figure it out. I don't even know why I'm posting this. Maybe to see if anyone else has been this naive or if I'm missing something obvious. Is this just how people treat each other now? Is that normal? Anyway, thanks for reading if you got this far. My dog's barking at the window again, so that's my signal to go. If anything else happens, I'll update. First update, okay, so thanks to everyone who commented or slid into my DMs after my last post. I wasn't sure I'd write again, but getting this out is cheaper than a therapist, lol. I wish I could say I woke up the next day feeling like a boss, but nah. I woke up to my dog's butt in my face, a text from my mom about eating more fruit, and a pile of work emails I could barely read. Life doesn't care if your world just exploded. I didn't block Calvin right away. Stupid, I know. For a couple days, I kept checking his stories, hoping he'd call and say it was all a mix-up. Instead, he posts a pic from some bar with random people and another of his dog. No explanation. For a minute, I gaslit myself. Did I overreact? Mishear him. But then I'd replay that call, hear him call me filler like it was a favor, and get pissed all over again. Not just at him, but at myself for being so available. I packed his bag while I was half dead, like his personal maid, while he was out being someone else's VIP. I felt like a fool. The weirdest part was how normal everything else stayed. I still had to buy dog food, walk my dog, reply to Noel about her new place, and act like I wasn't falling apart. I finally told my mom, and she said, "Maybe this is a chance to focus on you," which is peak mom advice, but not super useful when his stuff's still cluttering my space. Then, things shifted. I'm in bed eating stale crackers because I forgot to buy milk, and I see Calvin posted a throwback pic of us from last year, captioned "Better Days." Like what? Trying to play the victim. It hit me. His crap's still in my closet. His ratty sneakers, old sweatshirt, those tangled earbuds he never throws out. I text my best friend Brianna, who's a walking tornado, and she's like, "Toss it. All of it. Don't let him waltz back in." So I did. Started with the shoes, worked my way up. By the end, I had 3 trash bags stuffed with his junk. It felt good, TBH. I almost kept the sweatshirt. It's cozy. But then I remembered his laugh on that call and chucked it in. I called a rideshare, loaded the bags, and had them dropped at his building. Texted him, "Your stuff's outside. Pick it up. Don't come to my place." Then I blocked him. Phone, socials, even PayPal, because I'm done with his "can you spot me $5 for a latte" nonsense. I thought that was it, done. But Calvin doesn't do done. 2 days later, I'm at work trying to focus when the front desk calls. Someone's here for me. I know it's him before they say his name. He's in the lobby clutching one of the trash bags like a lost puppy. I don't know if he thought I'd cave, but I marched out, arms crossed, and said, "Leave." He starts rambling. I'm overreacting. I'm making a scene. No one else would take him in after what I did. Like what? I did this. He tries to follow me inside, and I put my hand on his chest, push him back. Not hard, but firm. He grabs my wrist, not gently, and I see red. I pull away and say, "Don't touch me." Security steps in, tells him to go. He finally drops the bag and storms off, but not before kicking it so hard his stuff spills out. Earbuds flying, a sneaker rolling down the hall. I'm standing there, everyone staring, and I just grab the bag and toss it in the building's trash room. The rest of the day, I couldn't focus. My wrist was sore, a faint mark where he grabbed me. I kept replaying it, wondering if I should have shouted or done more, but I just wanted it over. When I got home, there was a note on my door in his handwriting, long, messy, full of scribbled out words and half-baked apologies. He called me heartless at one point, then said he always thought I was too perfect to be fun. Like, make up your mind, dude. I tore it up and tossed it in the recycling. My dog nearly ate it, naturally. I called Brianna and she said, "At least you took your power back." It didn't feel like power, it felt like cleaning up a spill. The worst part, some mutual friends started texting me that Calvin's saying I lost it, went crazy, and he's worried about me. So now I'm getting weird looks from people I used to see all the time. One girl who I thought was my friend DM'd me suggesting I should have handled it better, like he didn't dump me over the phone while flirting with someone else at a pool party. Sure, I'll be more gentle next time. I tried to lay low. Muted people on socials, stayed offline, just focused on surviving the week. My mom kept sending me soup recipes. Noel sent "men are garbage" memes. The only thing that felt normal was walking my dog and watching him lose it over every squirrel. Then, Saturday night, Calvin called from a random number. I knew it was him. Nobody calls anymore. I didn't answer. He left a voicemail, slurring, saying he missed me. Couldn't believe I did this to him. I deleted it halfway through. Sunday, I come home from the store and find one of his old shirts jammed in my mailbox. Why? I didn't touch it, just shoved it to the bottom and left it. If the mail carrier wants it, they can have it. I don't know if that's closure or just moving forward, but it's something. If Calvin shows up again, I'm calling security before he even steps inside. If anything else happens, I'll update. For now, I'm eating soup, binging reality TV, and pretending this never happened. Thanks for reading. And if you're ever tempted to pack someone's bag while you're sick, don't. Just don't. *2nd update, hi again, lol. I wasn't planning to update so soon. but the past week has been so bizarre and draining that I need to get this out before I lose it. This is long, sorry, but if you want drama that's more awkward than juicy, buckle up. After the whole trash bag drop-off and Calvin getting escorted out by security, still can't believe that's my life. I figured things would just fade out. Like he'd block me, I'd block him, we'd avoid each other at the coffee shop, done. But apparently Calvin doesn't do fade out, or maybe I'm not as forgettable as he thought. First weird thing. Tuesday morning, my mom calls, not just to push soup, but because my building's front desk called her asterisk. Apparently Calvin showed up at dawn, claiming he forgot his phone cable, total BS, and asked to be let into my apartment. The desk said no, obviously, and called my emergency contact because he was pacing outside, looking off. Now my mom's convinced I need a security system. Classic mom. I texted him one last time. Don't come to my building again or I'll take this further. I made it crystal clear, then blocked his new number. I'm exhausted, still recovering from being sick and running on coffee and pure stubbornness. But it gets messier. I start getting DMs from mutual friends, some I barely talk to, asking what went down. One guy, Ramon, just goes, "So did you really toss all Calvin's stuff in the trash?" Like, no, I bagged it and sent it to his place. The bare minimum after what he pulled. He sends a whatever emoji and ghosts. Cool. Then Jess, who's more his friend than mine, messages me saying maybe I should hear him out because he's really torn up. I give her the short version, lied, cheated, called me filler. She's like, that doesn't sound like him, and asks if I'm sure I didn't misread it. Yeah, I imagine the whole call and Instagram story, sure. I left her on read. Now I'm getting weird vibes from people I thought were neutral. Not everyone, but enough to make me question myself. Am I the unhinged ex? Did I go too far? Then Noel sends me a screenshot of Calvin's latest story. She still follows him for the tea. It's a pic of his dog with the caption, "Wish everyone was this loyal," and a sad emoji. It stings. I hate that people buy his pity act without knowing the real him. Then stuff starts going missing from the building's mail area. My protein bar delivery? Gone. My dog's new leash? Opened and tossed under a table. I'm not saying it's Calvin, but the timing's sketchy. I ask the front desk. They say, could be anyone, but they'll watch. I'm not going full detective, but I'm locking my door twice now. I decide to talk to real friends, not just text. I meet Brianna for coffee, and we vent for 2 hours. She says I did the right thing, that people always pick the loudest side. She's like, if they want his version so bad, they can date him. I laugh for the first time in days, but it's still tense. The next day, I see Calvin lingering near my building, just standing there, staring at his phone like he's waiting for someone. I take the long way home, loop around, and only go in when he's gone. I text my landlord, ask what I can do if someone keeps showing up. He says if it continues, they'll send a formal notice, maybe involve the police if it gets worse. Not ideal, but good to know. Then it escalates. Saturday night, I'm watching some baking show and my dog goes nuts. I check the peephole. Calvin's banging on my door, yelling loud enough to wake the neighbor's kid. He's slurring, reeks of alcohol through the door. I yell at him to leave. He keeps going, says he just wants to talk. I say, go home, you're not coming in. He starts crying, then gets mad, throws his bag at my door. I hear a crash. When he finally leaves, I open the door. My flower pot's shattered, dirt everywhere. I'm done being nice. I call building management, report it, and they say they'll send a warning letter. Next morning, my neighbor, an older lady who gives my dog treats, says she heard it all and will back me up if I need a witness. I thank her, apologize for the mess. She just says, men are tiring, which, yeah. Then because why not, I get a call from work. On a Sunday, apparently Calvin contacted my former boss asking if I've been acting off and if he should be worried about my stability. I'm mortified. Now I'm explaining to people I'm not unhinged. My ex is just a disaster. So yeah, I'm dealing with gossip, Calvin creeping around, my mom calling twice daily, my dog freaking out at every noise. I thought about moving, but that's expensive, and why should asterisk I leave? For now, I keep my head down, act like it's not getting to me. The only silver lining, I'm fiercer about my boundaries now. When Calvin tried DMing me from a burner account, I blocked it without reading. I told friends if they want to hang with him, fine, but I'm out. I told my mom to send cookies instead of burglar-proofing tips. I even pushed back on my landlord when he grumbled about the noise, saying, I'm not the issue here, keep the weirdos out if you want good tenants. He didn't say much, but the hallway dirt was cleaned up the next day. So yeah, it's a mess, not a tidy resolution. I'm exhausted, and if I never see Calvin again, it'll be too soon. But I'm learning you have to carve out your own peace, even if no one else gets it. If you've got tips for shaking off clingy exes short of fleeing the country, I'm all ears. For now, I'm just hoping for a drama-free week. If anything else happens, I'll update. Final update *** real talk. I wasn't gonna post this because who wants to admit their life's still a wreck? But apparently, I'm starring in a drama nobody signed up for. So here's the latest. This is for everyone who asked if Calvin finally backed off, or anyone who's had an ex pop up like a glitch you can't fix. It's been 4 months since the whole bag packing while sick. Filler not star, call, and trash bag saga. Life's been not great, not awful, just different. I moved 3 blocks away. Not just because of him, but my old landlord got annoying after the flower pot incident and rent spiked. My new place is smaller, but the windows work, and my dog's obsessed with the sun patches. I snagged a cheap couch online, the kind you assemble while swearing for hours. My mom's calls have shifted from "Are you safe?" to "Are you eating?" She sent me vitamin gummies like they'll ward off bad exes. Noel visited, brought overpriced coffee, and ranted about how breakups build character. She's not wrong, but she's never around for the aftermath, so I thought I was done with Calvin. Then last Saturday, I'm hauling groceries home, dog in tow, and the neighbor's kid, who's terrified of dogs but still tries to pet mine, says there's a guy crying outside my door. I laugh, thinking no way, but then I hear his voice. I turn the corner and it's Calvin, slumped on the floor, head in his hands. He looks bad, not just I've been crying bad, but haven't slept or changed clothes bad. He's got this tacky tote bag he always hated. Guess he's out of options. I stand there, tempted to pretend I forgot something and bail. The kid's staring, waiting for drama. My dog barks. I drop my groceries, too hard, by the door and say, "What are you doing here?" Not mad, not sad, just done. He starts rambling. Says he's sorry, can't stop thinking about me, everything spiraled. He misses me, says the other girl meant nothing, says he screwed up big time. He's crying, real tears, and for a split second I almost feel sorry. Almost. But mostly, I'm annoyed he's dragging this to my doorstep again after everything. I tell him to leave, that this isn't his place anymore. He says he's got nowhere else, his friends are done with him, he's lost. He tries to stand, stumbles, grabs my arm, not gently, desperate. My groceries tip over, apples rolling everywhere, my dog going wild. He keeps talking louder, says I'm the only one who got him. He's nothing without me. I step back, he follows, grabs my wrist. I snap. I shove his arm off, maybe too hard, and tell him to get out. He begs to come inside just for a minute. I say no. He keeps pushing, says he won't leave until we talk. I tell him I'm calling security if he doesn't go, and this time I'm not bluffing. He yells, says I wrecked his life. I'm shaking, not scared, just furious. I say, "You did that yourself," and if he doesn't leave, I'm calling the cops. He tries to step into my apartment, so I slap him across the face. Not proud, but it felt fair. He stumbles, shocked, and finally gets it. He grabs his bag, mutters something, and shuffles off. My dog's still barking. I watch him leave, and for the first time, I don't feel guilty, just done. Neighbors are peeking out. The kid's mom gives me a "need help" look. I shake my head, thank her, and start picking up my apples and what's left of my dignity. I call my mom, tell her what happened. She says she's proud I stood my ground, offers to stay over. I say I'm good. Noel FaceTimes, says I should have aimed lower. She's joking, probably. Next morning, there's a note under my door. Just sorry, nothing else. I toss it in the trash with the spilled yogurt and apple peels. My neighbor says Calvin was sleeping in his car nearby for a couple nights. Someone said he tried crashing at Ramon's, but Ramon kicked him out. A mutual friend texted that Calvin's telling people I attacked him, but I don't care anymore. Let them gossip. I know the truth, and so do the people who count. I wish I could say I'm all healed and wise now, but I'm just glad it's quiet. I don't know what's next. Thanks for sticking with me. Hope your week's less chaotic than mine. And if your ex shows up crying at your door, you don't owe them a thing. That's it. I'll update if something crazy happens, but I'm praying for boring, quiet days. That sounds like heaven right now.